Ever wondered why the ancient Egyptians were able to build the pyramids with such precision? Or how sailors navigate the vast oceans? The answer to both is trigonometry, a branch of mathematics that deals with triangles and the relationships between their sides and angles. Today, we delve into the fascinating world of trigonometry and unravel its fundamental identities. In trigonometry, we have 6 primary functions: sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. These functions, when related to each other, form identities. Let's begin with the simplest and most fundamental ones, the reciprocal identities. Take any acute angle in a right-angled triangle. The ratio of the length of the side opposite to the angle to the length of the hypotenuse is called the sine of the angle, denoted by sin. The reciprocal of sin, meaning 1 divided by sin, gives us the cosecant, denoted by CSC. Similarly, the ratio of the length of the adjacent side to the hypotenuse is called the cosine, denoted by cos. Its reciprocal gives us the secant, denoted by sec. Lastly, the ratio of the length of the opposite side to the adjacent side is called the tangent, denoted by tan. Its reciprocal is called the cotangent, denoted by cot. Now let's move on to the quotient identities. They are simply the ratios of the primary trigonometric functions. The quotient of sin and cos gives us tan. Similarly, the quotient of cos and sin gives us cot. Next, we have the Pythagorean identities. Remember the Pythagorean theorem from geometry? It's the same concept, but applied to trigonometric functions. The square of sin and the square of cos when added equals 1. Similarly, the square of sec and the square of tan equals 1. And the square of CSC and the square of cot equals 1. The cofunction identities are up next. These identities relate the functions of an angle to functions of its complementary angle. The sin of an angle equals the cos of its complement. Similarly, the tan of an angle equals the cot of its complement. Lastly, we have the even and odd identities. These identities tell us how the functions behave under the operation of negation. Sin, CSC, tan, and cot are odd functions, meaning their negatives can be taken outside the function. Cos and sec are even functions, meaning their values remain the same even if the angle is negated. To summarize, in trigonometry, we have 6 primary functions. Their reciprocals, quotients, and squares form the reciprocal, quotient, and Pythagorean identities. The functions of an angle and its complement form the cofunction identities, and the behavior of the functions under negation forms the even and odd identities. Trigonometry is not just about solving triangles. It's a tool that helps us understand the world around us, from the shape of a pyramid to the path of a sailing ship. So the next time you marvel at an ancient monument or navigate your way using a map, remember it's all thanks to trigonometry.